This is the most modern diesel that I owned. And, it's a Ruston 48. It's just a tiny wee shunting thing in my tiny wee shunting phase when I had the shunting puzzle layout. On which this thing was very reliable, by the way, but I don't know, I just really like this thing. I don't know why I don't have a DCC chip for this yet. I really like this thing. It has significance to the Flying Scot lore. But the thing is, it is very non-flashy. It is just, a little locomotive. And, I'm fine with that. But, like I did say, I wanted to try some more modern diesels. I was content with trying something railroad even, and DCC fitting that, but as opportunities arose, I found myself a diesel that I really liked. It is now officially my first big modern diesel, and it's not a 37. It's not a 47. It's not even a 27. It's a 57. 57s are one of those locomotives that I don't really hear a lot about, but I really like them. I prefer them over the look of the 47s for a multitude of reasons. But the most notable one is that they were all delivered in a different livery than the hideous BR green. I don't know why, but BR green looks so bad on the 47s. I don't understand how the English Electric Type 4s have never peaked beyond their BR green yellow warning panels phase, but the Brush Type 4 just looks hideous in the very same livery. And the second reason why I like these is I believe it's a BSI coupling, and the arrangement of the lights. It reminds me of the locomotives and really any rolling stock that we have at home in the Netherlands. And I chose this one in specifically. I picked this one out specifically because it's in the West Coast Rail livery, and that means that it looks right at home on a train of ordinary maroon Mark 1s. And having a West Coast Rail diesel on your hand also means that if you get, a Lima steam engine or a Hornby steam engine that, has a knackered motor and you have to take it out, it means that you can now have a rail tour formation. And I like that. I will say this thing, when I first took it out of the box, it is so much heavier than anything I'm used to with steam. And I don't actually know how modern this specific tooling is. I think it's about 5-7 years old, thereabouts. But it satisfies all my requirements I had for a big modern diesel. It's not very flashy in its own right. For instance, it doesn't have sound. The fans are static, they don't move, and the lighting functions is really just a case of, the signals on the front and the cab. But that's fine. That's all I want this thing to do. I like this. I think this is the diesel engine of all time. I am whelmed. I think Bachmann put in effort. I like this. And that's perfectly okay. And you might be wondering, like, Scott, why are you so mellow in your reaction towards, your first big diesel that you said that you wanted for a little while? And the fact is that I didn't buy this. This was a gift. I can't be too cruel to this, even if I had complaints. I just now noticed that it has a little shed plate. That's cute. We bought this at a little store that's inside one of those, think a big McDonald's play area, but, one big building. And it was a little nook in that building that had a little model railway store. Rainbow Railways. And can I just say, to the chap who helped me at the store, his name was Adam. He's lovely. He helped me so much with, picking something for as a gift, and he helped me, picking out one of the weathering paints that I also picked out. And he let me get, up close to the models, behind the counter. He is amazing. And this is why we need to support local model shops and don't have to order everything from your big Liverpool and Sheffield-based model shops. Actually, hang on. I have one complaint about this model, and that's not, it's not on anything to do with Adam. But when I first took it out of the box, I noticed that it only has one windscreen wiper. Now, granted, it's the side that the driver is on. The driver came pre-fitted, by the way, which is awesome. But yeah, it doesn't take away from the look of the model. If you see this running around, you wouldn't be complaining all that much. Another complaint I have, and this is not so much, in regards to the manufacturing. This is just, it's a modern day issue in of itself. Really, is that the buffer beam has holes in it. I don't know how well you can see that because I'm working with a new phone setup. Autofocus, you fail me again. But all these holes are for detail, and from a distance, it's not too big of a problem. But when the engine is standing still, you do notice, like, oh, the buffer beam is a bit bare. And, well, I forfeited the ability to pull something backwards with this. This actually came pre-fitted, and I wasn't bothered because this was going to run at the end or at the front of a rake anyway. It wasn't going to pull things backward all that much. With all this detail that has to be applied to the front, it prohibits the bogies from swiveling all the way. And it's always that sacrifice nowadays, isn't it? Where, you're thinking detail versus performance. And I think that's, again, a very, very much the same. I'm very comfortable with handling this, though. And that's a very big plus, because, it is just, a diesel box. But unlike the Merchant Navy, which I kind of don't want to touch anymore, I'm comfortable with handling this. I know that nothing's just gonna drop off or snap. Even the little aerials, they have a little give in them. So even if you catch them, it's probably not gonna break. But as for the detail, it is a diesel. Once you've seen all four sides of this thing, you've really seen all there is for this one. But you are, of course, curious to the performance on my layout and over the killer. So here's how that went. So, my first diesel. My first modern diesel. I don't know when this tooling originates. I heard it was pretty new, or at least I supposed it was pretty new. So, how does it go for the first time? What's its performance like? Oh, did you see that? Oh, mind you, this is on analog. So it's all gonna start a bit differently than when it's on DCC, but oh, that is very nice. Okay then. Oh, I do like the lights. I really do. But it's a very cool white. In my experience, the headlights on British locos are always warm white. Oh. Okay, let's send her for a full run. Let's go. And this is her on 50% speed, by the way. That's not too bad. And as with any model, it is the most important question if they can handle the dreaded killer set of points. Because as of yet, literally the only engines that can take that set of points are 060s, and then I'm thinking of the J50 when it's at speed, because else it cuts out, or the large Pacifics. So let's just see. Actually, no, the Patriot also managed to take that point, but that one's an older model, so let's see. And as I expected, flawlessly. Absolutely flawlessly. Yeah, absolutely flawlessly. Without any struggles. Yeah, so I'm a diesel YouTuber now. I'm only going to collect diesels because they can take my points. Thank you, Steam enthusiasts. It has been fun. But yeah, no, I've found my calling. No, of course not. But let's get back to the talky bits. I don't know what else I expected I had to say, but like I said, I am thoroughly whelmed by the Bachmann Class 57. My layout is supposed to represent a small Scottish branchline station built to serve an industry rather than a village. Yet the 57 with my rake of Mark 1s looks nothing out of place, which I think is a testament to how good the Loco looks in this maroon livery. It does not have flashy features like spinning fans or reflective glass, but it nevertheless has so far proven an excellent performer, although the brake CVs could use some adjusting on my end. Still, it has a presence on my layout. Would I recommend this to anyone, despite the seeming lack of features? Well, if you're the type of person to look out for a class 57 instead of a 47, I don't think I have to convince you further to get one of these. With that having been said, that's all I have for you today. Thank you for watching, and here's to the next one. Cheerio.